So that was fun. My laptop just randomly shut down and restarted. So I guess we're gonna start now and hope that that doesn't happen again. I think that means I need to reset up this capture. Yes. So let me do that and see if that's the issue. I'm doing this a different way than I have been. But my laptop has also been acting a bit funky today anyway, which is why I did restart it before I did all of this, but apparently that was not sufficient. Ugh. My poor girl, she's really not made to be doing this. Oh yeah, you're right, Twitch. My stream was unstable. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I think that undid me having run the ad break for pre-rolls, but I'm not going to do that again because I don't want to. Okay. Yeah, this is chugging. Let's see, does closing this help a little bit? Maybe? We'll see. I'm recording the screen a different way than I was. That did help a little bit, I think. Okay. Are you not doing it? There you are, you're just chugging. Okay. This is fun. This is fun. I'm having fun. We'll see how long I can manage this. Hey Lapras, how's it going? Although it did update Logitech stuff, which I'm not using right now when it restarted. Stream has already shut down my entire laptop and I had to restart. So I've been better in my life, but hopefully that was just my laptop throwing a little hissy fit and we'll be fine now. So I think, yeah, it's going is a mood. Okay. I think if I'm doing the screen capture this way, I cannot also have up Stream Manager on Twitch because that was too much. So we'll see here. I think, so for those who don't know, this is a food paint challenge from Instagram. I'm doing an older reference photo this week. Here's the rules for it and the information for the posts. I'm doing an older reference photo this time because the one that they did for this week was an alcoholic drink and I just didn't feel like dealing with the emotions around that. I'm not super quiet about it, but my family has had some severe alcohol problems and I actually am coming up on 2 years sober myself. So I just didn't really feel like worrying about that while I was also streaming. So instead, my Tumblr community voted on one of 4 older reference photos for me to do from the challenge, and chose this pomegranate, which I think is pretty funky. I'm excited. I'm not sure if I want to do this with the oil brushes, which would be the same ones that I used to do the avocado time before last, or if I want to try to do some like charcoaly kind of looks with this one. I haven't fully decided yet. Maybe I'll do oil and then do some like sketchy charcoal or graphite brushes on top of it, just to kind of give it some more texture. I am interested in seeing how this one goes because what brush am I on? That's fine. Like you can tell that this reference photo is on top of a, nope, it did it again. Okay, well I'm frozen. Maybe you can still hear me. It looks like my laptop's going to reset itself again. Probably. So I'm not sure what to do about that. Yep, there it goes. Okay, I'm back theoretically. Hello again. So I guess the capture that I was going to do for my iPad instead of using the software that's been acting up on me is just not really feasible with this. So we're going to try using the software that quit on me last time and see if I can keep it up. And if my laptop goes again, I'm just going to call it because I don't need to beat my head up against a brick wall for any extra amount of time. Okay, there's that. You're back up now, buddy? That's slow, which is not a great sign. Okay. I will get music started back up again too. And we'll see. There we go. So maybe this will work this time. I don't know how long you heard me. Probably until I threw a hissy fit because I just kind of kept talking until the laptop shut down. So, what I was saying was this is an interesting reference photo because you can tell that the pomegranate and the pomegranate seeds are on clear something, which is why you have this space in between the shadow and the actual seed there. God, that's so slow. So I told that software to quit. Why are you coming back up? Go away. Okay. Okay. I don't remember what all I said. My Tumblr people voted on which old reference photo I was going to use for this. And they chose pomegranate. There were 4 options. There were some Jolly Ranchers, blueberries, the pomegranate, and some macarons. They chose the pomegranate. Yeah. God, my laptop's so hot. This is, well, maybe until I get a PC built, this may be the last stream. We'll find out. Yeah, so I guess I'll just get started on this and see how it goes. I'm going to do a quick sketch layer by tracing the reference photo this time, which is not what I've done in the past, but I think taking the least amount of time thinking about this is maybe the right answer today. So I'm just going to do a quick sketch so I can get right into color and not worry about if I'm doing this in a way that makes sense or not. I don't know that I know that video, Lapras. Maybe I'd know it if I saw it. I don't recognize it though. Oh yeah, please do. I did make a new layer for this, right? Yeah, okay. It's gonna be one of those days, I say, at 3 in the afternoon. Are you still connected? Did you disconnect? Or are you frozen again? No, I can still see the mic moving, so why are you not updating even though you're still connected? Oh, the joys of technology. Is it just this that needs to be refreshed? How you doing, buddy? No? Oh, you're just like way, way behind what I'm actually doing. Okay. Oy vey. Yeah, I'm having so much fun with this. Just so much fun. Yeah, you guys are like maybe a full minute behind what I've been doing at this point. So I'm just gonna keep sketching and we'll pretend like this is normal and everything is fine. I can do this. Phooey. Now, I do have more cool streamer stuff than I used to have because my dad got me a bunch of gifts. So I now have a Blue Yeti mic, which I'm not using today because I didn't think adding extra stuff on top of this would be good for my laptop, and it turns out I was very right about that. And I also have a Stream Deck now. So once I get a better setup, I can do that. And hopefully I'll be able to like actually build a desktop so that I can do games too, because there are some games I'd like to play. Let's see, other information that I wanted to say on stream, just in case. Let's see, I might be able to stream on my birthday this year. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do that or not, and that will probably be influenced by how well my laptop can handle life in the next few days. I feel like I really need to keep talking, otherwise I'm not going to be able to tell when everything implodes again. See, I've been doing it. I've been managing it. It is difficult, especially without the like screen space, really. It makes it pretty difficult, but we've been chugging along, but maybe we finally hit our match here. And I do think that it's easier when I'm doing physical art, which just isn't a capability all the time because it involves less things being open at once. Because it's just the camera and the streaming software, and that's really all that I need. But yeah, adding games on top of it I don't think is a possibility. Otherwise, I'd be forcing everybody to watch me play Sticky Business more, even though I already 100%ed the game. I got all the achievements and everything in like 2.5 days. Do I want to add the juice in here? I guess. Let's do that. Give me a vague idea. I don't know that I want to be too focused on the shadows because of the floating thing. I guess I could just move the shadow up and then it would look a little bit less weird, probably. And I definitely don't want to do the reflection because I'm lazy. You still say you're connected, but you sure are far behind. Jeez. Thank you. I would like it if it would stay actually properly connected. That would help me out a lot. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something there. That's because I am. Not that you can see yet. It's a mystery for another few minutes. I think I'm gonna pause for a bit here until you guys catch up, maybe? Hoy. I got too cocky with my first few streams because I had everything set up and it worked well, and my hubris has caught up to me. I wonder if it's only actually updating if I have the... No, it's still going. Okay, I thought maybe if I had the actual screen cap in focus instead of the streaming software, it might do something, but it looks like it's still going. I can see my little lines happening. Okay, here, we'll do something. I'm gonna add a new layer and do like a big smear of purple, and you tell me when you see that, okay? I will say when I'm doing it. I'm gonna start right now. Purple, 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 purple. And you tell me when that shows up for you. Hi, Sky! Thank you for the resub. Has it really already been a month? That's crazy. We're having some fun technical difficulties today. So you may be spooky, but you aren't as spooky as my laptop resetting itself twice already today. I'm having so much fun. So I put a, it hasn't even gotten there yet. Yeah, see, the audio isn't the issue, it's the video. So I put a purple smear. I can see it on my iPad. You guys can't see it on stream yet. So I told Lapras I was going to add a new layer and add a big old purple smear. It's, yeah, the video is lagging really bad. So it means that when I'm talking about what I'm doing, you guys aren't seeing it, which I guess isn't really that big of a deal. It's not like I'm doing an art tutorial or anything, but it is frustrating to me. And it's just so slow. And the frame rate is just god awful on the capture, but the way I was doing the other capture made my laptop reset. So yeah, I am seeing it on the stream layout when you see it, which is slow. But this was the software that wasn't working last Tuesday, so I kind of gave up and did physical art, but I can't really just do that whenever because other people live in my house and I can't just set up in the living room. The desk that I ordered still hasn't shipped. When I get that, I can just do physical art all the time. Although doing these digitally usually makes my life easier after the fact because it has an auto built-in time lapse, which means that it's easier to make reels and stuff after the fact because it has a full length one and then a 30-second one, which works really great for like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. But maybe I should just not worry about that. Oh, maybe me letting it catch up actually helped there. Because, let's see again, purple, purple. See, that's much faster now. It's still kind of laggy, but that at least helped a little, just waiting for it to catch up. Okay. Deep breath. Everything's fine. This isn't the end of the world. Even if it feels like it sometimes. Okay. We're just gonna do some oil here and see how that goes. This is Brain, please. This is a digital oil and acrylic inspired paintbrush set that I got. So let's just lay in some color and go for this, because it's not gonna change anything. Oh, you're slow again, buddy. Alright, I'm just going. Whatever. So I do have the reference photo up on a bigger, different screen over here. That's not where that goes. Missed a line right here. Okay. Actually, I want a little pinker for, I guess more orangey really, for the pomegranate skin versus the seeds. Which you can't see yet. Still says it's connected though. Last time I tried to use this, it disconnected and then wouldn't let me reconnect because it didn't recognize that it was still on the same network, which was super fun. This has been a whole lot of fun, really. Trying to do things and stuff. That was a great sentence, Brain. Thank you. This is pretty bright red, but it's kind of purpley tones outside. So maybe this one is going to just be super loose and a bit wild. I'm not sure what's up with my laptop today. It was acting funny earlier too when I was just watching a stream. So maybe it's got something else going on. I did download some new software, but I have plenty of room on the hard drive right now, so I don't know why that would cause an issue unless it's running in the background when it shouldn't be, which I checked and it wasn't. But maybe there's something else going on. I don't know. It could just be that this laptop is not intended for this, which it isn't. I'm gonna... Okay, it's still chugging along behind me. It really isn't that old. I got this 2 years ago, maybe, but it is a Mac, which is not great for this kind of stuff, honestly. They aren't really made to do anything very hefty. But hopefully soon, I'll be able to get a desktop going, and that will work a lot better. Because this is a little frustrating, not gonna lie. Okay, I want to do some green tones for the shadow underneath, just because that'll make the red pop really nice. Yeah, I was an Apple person for a long time because they were better for what I was doing, but they've really just kind of shot themselves in the foot and the rest of us with them at this point. So, one of my brother's friends really likes building desktops, and so we think that he'll be willing to help me build one that'll be good for streaming. At the very least, he'll have really strong opinions and helpful opinions on what to do to make that work. But until my desk ships, I really don't have any place to put it, which is another issue. Because right now I'm literally sitting on my bed with a like a lap desk that my computer is on. I want you to be a bit less saturated here to go over this again. There we go. But working with what I got, now that I finally, because I've been threatening to stream for like years. So at least I finally took that step, even if it's being really frickin' frustrating. That's something I'm proud of myself for. Okay, here I've got kind of like yellowy green on the crown of the... Is it called a crown on a pomegranate? Probably. That seems like the right word to me. Still so far behind, oh my gosh. Oy. Okay. Need a pinky kind of light color for... I'm realizing that I don't know the word for any of the anatomy of a pomegranate, which is maybe something that I should fix. I don't know what the inside, like, pulp is called that holds all the seeds in place. You know what would be really funny? Would be pulling out my ancient Apple desktop from before I graduated college and seeing how long it takes for that to set on fire if I tried to stream on it. Yeah, it can't even really do anything at all anymore. Poor baby. I was doing D&D on it for a bit until Discord decided to randomly corrupt on it and I couldn't get it reinstalled properly to work. So I had to give up that too, which is when my dad very kindly bought me this laptop as a gift. Because my other one had died and it was just a whole thing. So while I'm very grateful for this, it is just kind of frustrating to have something that can't actually do what I want it to. Which is nobody's fault, really. Just the way things shake down sometimes. But hopefully I can actually get some stuff set up properly and have like my own art space in the house, and then I can stream down there. So yeah, I'm sure, Lapras. My laptop before this one was pretty old, but it was still chugging along, and then I, being the epitome of grace that I am, spilled water on the keyboard twice in one night, and that kind of did it in, which is not an Apple fault at all. That's just straight up me being a clumsy bitch problem. Yeah, which is part of why I have this one now, which does fine for the most part, but this is streaming it all is pretty heavy, and streaming art is definitely a task. I need to stop flipping the canvas so much. You can't even see it yet, but it's going to happen. When I do art by myself, I definitely do flip the canvas a lot. I'm a canvas flipper. Let's see, I think I need some kind of orangey brownie tones in the pulp. Again, I don't know what that's called. I would look it up, but I think that if I tried to Google something right now, my laptop might die. And so far we're chugging along, so I'm not going to test the fates. Oh, how have you been doing with Pokemon Sleep, Lapras? Because you've been using it too, right? And you said it was working pretty well for you, tracking-wise. That's good. I think for just something to remind you to go to bed and have kind of like an external need for that, with the saying, oh, Pikachu's so sleepy, don't you want to let Pikachu get some sleep? I think that's really helpful for a lot of people. And I think it would have been so helpful during the pandemic, honestly. When people were having so much problems with keeping their sleep schedules up. Because they didn't have those external forces of, oh, I need to get up for work, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, you know? Oops. Yeah, oh, that's right. I saw you post that in Jix Discord. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and let this catch up for a second. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and then I will be right back. And you can watch what I've been doing for the last 10 minutes or however long it is. Okay, I'm back. Are you caught up? I think maybe you're caught up. Nope, definitely not. There we go. Oh, buddy. You can do better than this, and you have done better than this. Thank you. Hydrating and stretching and things. Got it. Did you hear me drink there? I tried to make it really loud just for you. Okay, stretching. And wrist and hand stretchies. God, it's so far behind. This is a little bit ridiculous. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it, but you know. We'll get through this today and I'll poke around and see what might be causing this, because it hasn't been this bad before. Okay, hands stretched, back stretched, arms stretched, water drunked. know what? I'm just gonna quit Firefox. That's fine. Maybe that'll help, but probably not. Okay, I think that's caught up now, maybe? So let's do some more work on it so it gets behind again, right? That's how this works. Oh, you're actually seeing what I'm doing. A little behind. It's so chunky today. Generally, I don't have a problem with chunky. I'm rather chunky myself, but not very helpful here today. No, when the last time my laptop restarted, it just had problems pulling up my last session, which included my rewards queue, which is why I went to look at it. And if it's not going to do that, I might as well just turn it off right now. Because Firefox really doesn't take up that much. There's something else going on, which I don't know what it is, but we'll see. I'll have to poke at it. I feel like the texture there isn't quite right. I think maybe a bit lighter. You can't see where I'm pointing when I say here. I'm sorry. The mid-pulp region. This is really going to be a challenge about how descriptive my words are. Can you actually tell what I'm saying? You can't see it, but you'll find out in a second. Okay. That makes it a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right name for it, but yeah, so the whiter areas of this, especially in the middle of the red seeds, is like a membrane kind of, a pulpy membrane that holds all the seeds in place. So like on the righter hand side with the like circular area in there, you can kind of see the where the seeds were before it was pulled apart. I used to always get pomegranates in my Christmas stocking instead of oranges because I liked them better. So I have been a little goblin creature and torn these apart with my hands on a fair number of instances. So I do kind of know what they look like. Yeah, fruit's weird. Really, life is weird. If you look at anything from nature, it's kind of funky. Yeah, I'm not sure which side of my family it originated in, but maybe it was my grandpa, my mom's dad. You always got an orange in the bottom of your stocking because when he was growing up, I'm pretty sure it was him. I may be misremembering, but not a huge deal. But fruit was more expensive. He grew up in like the 30s. So rougher times, and oranges were a winter fruit because they travel well and keep pretty well. So you'd get an orange in the bottom of your stocking to weigh the rest of the stocking down. And that was like a big treat because you didn't get as much fruit the rest of the year. And maybe that was a thing for my dad too. I'm not sure. But we always got either satsumas, like mandarin oranges, or a regular navel orange, or in my case, a pomegranate at the bottom of your stocking. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. Adding some white in there definitely helped. I do think the crown of the pomegranate is looking a little weird. It kind of looks like a beak of some sort of weird parrot. So let's work on that a little bit, which you'll see eventually. I think I made this a bit too green and I need to yellow it up. Wooden shoes is a classic thing for Dutch folk. Yeah. The original St. Nicholas story had him putting stuff in wooden shoes. One of the stories was that instead of stockings, and times change and all that jazz. I think that's part of why Terry's oranges, those chocolate oranges, are such a popular thing around Christmas in the US too, actually. That too high. You won't see it for a while though, so there's no point in commenting on it. Overall, that needs more yellow to it. Yeah, I was never a huge fan of the chocolate oranges. They did chocolate raspberries that were really good, in my opinion. But those are considered like a treat around Christmas time, really. At least for most people I know. Although they are available year-round. They just sell better at Christmas, I guess. Okay, I like that better. I do want to do... See, I have an orange every morning with breakfast, so... Well, when I can. I need a more textured brush, I think. Let's try this guy. Yeah, that's better. That's better. A little highlight there. There are some texture brushes that came with this pack that I might use on top of this time. Yeah, I have the same breakfast every morning because I am a weird person like that. Well, when I can, depending on availability of stuff. So I do one of those Jimmy Dean breakfast croissant sandwiches. Do one of those. I add extra cheese to it. I add some pepper jack to it. And I do grape tomatoes if I have them. And an orange. And some form of caffeine. That changes more often than it doesn't. Standard is Diet Coke, but I do like iced coffee or regular coffee or tea or sometimes a Red Bull or something. Okay, I think that has a better texture to it. I don't know how far away you are. Quite far away from me adding the texture. You can watch me add the texture right now. But I think oranges are a good way to start breakfast. You get a good amount of fiber to start your day, which is important. But also, just like orange juice is a breakfast thing, but sometimes you just want to chew on something. Also, it makes the garbage can smell awesome when you throw the orange peel away. I do think now that I need to add more. Well, maybe I don't, actually. I take it back. Cancel sentence. I changed my mind. Yeah. Breakfast burrito is good. You get everything you need in like one package, which I think is good. For sure. Okay. Let's work on seeds. Number 1, we need to add the actual seeds in the middle. Hey, Graham. Hydrate on it. Stretchy on it. Say something nice about myself. I am being so level-headed and great right now about my technology not working and my computer having shut down twice. Like, I'm not actually drawing right now. That's how far behind the video capture is. And I'm still doing it, man. I'm going for it. My computer force restarted twice at the start of stream, which was really super helpful and fun. But I'm not having a meltdown, actually. I'm being so level-headed and cool about it. Also, I'm really pleased. Yeah, bad tech day all around, I guess. I'm also really pleased with the art piece that I finished yesterday. Oh, fun. So I can blame something larger and not my stuff then? Because it was doing fine yesterday when I tested all of it, but not today, boy. The art piece I finished yesterday it's going to go up on Patreon first, but my newest dream journal, I'm pretty pleased with how it came out too. Okay, next step. Detail brush, adding seeds. God, this thing is chugging so bad today. You're caught up for now, but it won't stay that way. I think that needs to be more yellow, actually. There we go. Seed there. Seed here. But I am going to get this done. And then hopefully doing traditional art on Friday goes better than this. I did also get my first streamer gift in the mail today. That's exciting. I guess it was technically yesterday, but I haven't opened it yet. I need to message Astra and see what they want me to do with that. because I could open it if stream will work on Friday when I actually have the cam set up for the Halloween sticker set. Or I could record a video, or I could just open it and be happy about it, depending on what they want me to do. You got hunned today? I do that to you all the time, but I am an endurable, quirky girl, so. I'm guessing it was not like a fun hun, but in fact a derogatory hun. Ah, yeah, that would do it. Yeah, you guys are like way behind again. Chugging. If there's like a setting or something I can change. Probably not, but let's look. No, not really. Oh well. Right, it's yeah. I think at this point we can call it a train, honestly. I definitely didn't add the juice puddle underneath this one, but I'm just not going to worry about it. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Do you think that needs to be like a more pinky color here? You guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do this. I do think that it's time to lower the opacity on the sketch layer, though. So that it's not hiding what I'm actually working on. I do think that I'm not going to raid at the end of this stream. I've been trying to be really good about that because that's the nice thing to do, but I don't think my laptop's going to handle that, I won't lie. I also don't feel like I'm getting the translucency very well in these, but that really comes through once you put the highlights on, so I need to reserve judgment. think, sorry, I'm just blowing into the mic at this point. That's probably really annoying. I think I need to add some more red to this actual seed layer here, which you weren't going to see yet, but it's happening. So far behind. I guess another thing I was going to say is I did finish up maybe I said this last time, I finished up the file for the sewing stickers that we worked on stream. So those will be getting sent out at some point. I'm thinking I probably have enough money to do that at the end of this month. And that way I can maybe do a little giveaway on my birthday for the new stickers. That seems like it would be fun. Yeah, this is Young Bay, who does some really fun remixes. Jick has some on his playlist too. Not this one, for I think obvious reasons. But yeah, he has some pretty banger music. And he lets you use all of his music in like YouTube videos and stuff. It just gets credited, but you don't get a copyright slam. I think it's sax. I think you're right. I'm not great with the instruments, but okay. I'm not sure how to translate the perspective blur on this. Just smudge some of it after I'm done? Haven't done that before. Gosh, the only thing saving me from like knowing that my laptop is still going is the sound bar on the music still moving. How far behind is this now? Oh, it disconnected. Okay, that's about right. Let's see, will it let me reconnect it? Or will it end like it did the other day? Hey. Maybe the reconnect means that it will work better. I can be a little optimistic, maybe. Okay, so since it disconnected, I'm not sure exactly when it did. I've still been working on these seeds in front. That's all that's been happening. I guess everybody is not really going to know what happened with this until I post the time lapse on socials probably tomorrow. And then you'll see more of what happened than you did today. I think it's still chugging. Oy vey. Exactly. New style of streaming. Nobody gets to see what actually happens on the stream. You have to wait until afterwards. Which, like, honestly, if it had not been video capturing, I was probably just going to chat while I did the art without you seeing it. I don't know what else to do in that situation. It's not like I can just play a game or something if the hardware isn't really working. Definitely. We're going to start a trend. It's starting here now. The truly exclusive experience of you not seeing anything until everybody else gets to see it. I do think that I've made this more burgundy than the actual images, but whatever. It's my art. I can decide. Oh, I definitely didn't do a shadow underneath this other pomegranate seed today. What brush was I using for that? This one? Round, I think. This is gonna look a little weird. That's okay, the rest of it looks weird too. It is closer than it was before, but maybe that's just because it hasn't had the time to get way far behind yet. I think those look more like pomegranate seeds than they did when I started. That's something. I do think the texture on this looks really cool. It isn't the kind of thing I usually do, which is part of why I'm doing it like that. Okay. Thank you. A lot of these are like not how I would normally do art, so it's kind of a training exercise in an art sense, and also in a sense of me not beating myself up about it, which is maybe more valuable than the actual art learning. I have gotten a lot better about that, though, in the past few years. It is a difficult process, though, for sure, both with art and with not smacking yourself over the head if you can't make it look like how it does in your head. I think also part of my challenge to myself with doing these is not using the brushes that I always fall back on. So using these new brushes that are mimicking a medium that I don't even use is another thing. I think it was the first one I did, the apple I did with watercolor brushes in here that I do actually use watercolor in real life, so it makes a little bit more sense for how the colors mix and stuff like that. But with these, I've done exactly one oil painting in my entire life. Well, that's not true. I've done a couple small ones and one big one. And then after I finished those, I gave away the oil set to somebody else who was going into the art program at my university. So it's not something that I really know that much about. That's why it's not going over there. Okay. So I really don't have any sort of knowledge to fall back on with these. I did do the avocado with these brushes. And so I kind of am getting it a little bit, maybe. But it's definitely a learning process here. I guess I'm also kind of learning how to stream at the same time. Let's just learn all the things all at once, and that way if we have a breakdown we can blame all of it and never do anything new ever again. That's how life is supposed to go, right? Because it is hard, Lapras. Like, a lot of people make it look easy, and a lot of that is just practice, honestly. But art is a lot of work. It really is. Trying to figure out how to either copy a reference photo or create something out of your own brain is a lot of work. Yeah, that's why digital artists, we just think about it and it happens, right? We don't have to actually, you know, do any work. We just think really hard and it shows up on the canvas. Perfect. But like, you're making so many tiny decisions at any given point with this. So like color choices and shape choices and like everything all the time. I like, after I do art, I'm exhausted. I have to lay in bed like some ill Victorian woman just to recover the brain power that it took to do this. But like, even if you're just, I say just, even if you're doing realism, which theoretically is just copying what you see, there's a lot of choices in that too, to figure out which colors you have to mix to get the right shade that you're doing and which colors you should do as shadow and as light, because the way color works, it isn't just, oh, this is a darker color of this color and that's what makes the shade, or that's what a lighter color makes the light. It's just like, it's a lot all the time. Yeah, the coming to terms with your own limitations is, in art, is very difficult. And I think that's difficult in real life too, and people don't really realize how hard that is a lot of the time. But I think that's something that makes people get like super discouraged when they're trying to do art. For sure. And I have that problem too. So going into these specifically, I'm not thinking super hard about how I want it to look when I'm done. I'm just like, okay, we're going to play with this and see what happens, which is something you can train yourself to do, but again, takes some work. Yeah. See, inverting colors, and just one of my favorite things with art is doing things wrong on purpose. So like working on a painting in the correct proper way and then using a spray bottle of water over it to ruin it. Or, excuse me, or like weaving something with the wrong pattern for what you want it to do in the end, or just completely destroying things in the process or mixing things you aren't supposed to mix, stuff like that. Part of the most fun I've had with art is just doing things that you aren't supposed to, just to see what happens. Like, a lot of times there are reasons why people say you shouldn't do it that way, but that doesn't mean you have to take them at their word for it. You can play with it and find out. So like I did a tapestry, a woven tapestry in my college courses where I used wool, which is what you're supposed to use, quote unquote, for most tapestries. People tend to use wool and have historically used wool. And then I felted it at the end, which you aren't supposed to do, which was fun. It actually didn't felt as much as I was expecting it to. But really, I think to have fun with art, you just have to decide to have fun with it. Like, there are a lot of tutorials who will tell you how to do XYZ in a certain way, but you should just mess around and see what you like. So like you, Lapras, have a lot of fun doing, or we're doing, I don't know if you've done one recently, doing those changed color Pokemon shinies. You were having a lot of fun with that. And I think that's more important than making art right, is to actually enjoy the process. Or if you can't enjoy the process, enjoy the final piece. Yeah, see, that's art. People would argue with me, but I'll argue right back. That's art, and you were having fun, and that's the important part. And as we all know, I'm right about everything all the time, so you should listen to me. I think I maybe need to do like a more purple shadow for this at some point. I don't think that will make it look accurate, but I think it will bring a lot more depth to it than just like this burgundy color is. I think also bringing in some hot pink around the highlights will be fun. Okay, I kind of blocked in the shadows. Let's go back with a detail brush and a darker color. Let's go with like purple and see what I think about that. Yeah, boy, I like that. You can't see it yet, can you? Adoy. I got so focused on the art, I forgot to be cranky about technology. There's like some really deep dark colors in them. Why did you just change to white, you dipshit? Don't do that. I've been saying this every single time I've streamed digital. I keep meaning to grab my glove that keeps it from recognizing the side of my hand, and I 100% have not done that any single time that I've talked about it. I think after I get these purple lines laid down, which I think you still aren't at yet, I need to do some white slap down over top, and then we'll take the sketch layer off and see how that all looks. Because really the sketch layer is just for getting the base colors and concept down, and then, well, that's how I do it. It's not how everybody does it. And then you mess with it afterwards. Oh, I'm on a different layer, that's why it's acting different. Okay, I think you're at the purple lines now. Get ready. So far behind. My goodness. I do think this is turning out pretty well, all things considered. Need... Sorry, I'll just not finish my sentence at all because I realize that you can't actually see what I'm doing. Adding some more shadow in that funky little pulp area on the right. Okay, you can't see it, but I think we're getting somewhere. Maybe I'll just stand here for a bit and let it catch up again. I say as I continue making lines. Finish up this purple layer that I'm doing and then hang out for a bit. Yeah, eventually it will show up. Okay. Can I zoom back out and leave that there until it catches up, I think. And I will continue looking at the reference image and seeing where I want to add more, I guess. And then I think adding some white highlights over top. And then we'll see where we're at and how I feel about it. I do feel like I want to do some sort of background, but that also seems like a lot of work. Maybe I'll do some really loose, like charcoal in the background for the fabric folds. Maybe that will sate my desire for charcoals lately. There are some yellow highlights for the seeds on the main part of the pomegranate that I probably want to add in there too, because otherwise they don't really have the depth that's the same as a regular pomegranate seed, since pomegranates, if you didn't know, have the actual seed encased in a, I don't know what the right word for it is, in a little bubble of juice. They're in little juice balloons, kind of like a raspberry has seed in the middle of the flesh of the fruit, like that, except inside of a rind. I do think that the seeds in the front don't look quite right with that either. I think I went too yellow when I did the seeds there. So maybe I'll mess with that too. But overall, I think this vaguely looks like the reference image. You can tell it's pomegranate. Gosh, there was one time where I was flying for Christmas. I think we were going down to visit my grandma. And since it was for Christmas, I had a pomegranate. And so I packed it in my backpack to bring with me. And the TSA people at the Anchorage airport ran that thing through the scanner like 4 times trying to figure out what that was. And it was like super late at night, so it was just me and my dad in the line pretty much. So they were looking at it and trying and like made it a guessing game between the 3 TSA agents that were there. So they were like, "What is that? Is it grapefruit? Is it an orange?" And I was just standing there listening, waiting for my stuff. And the 3rd TSA agent goes, "No, see the top? That's a pomegranate." And I went, "Ding, ding, ding, we have a winner." Now I guess I've made one of these spots one whole seed that's actually two separate seeds. Mess with that in a second. I mean, it's a weird looking fruit. You gotta admit. It does kind of look like some sort of alien egg. They're a lot of work. It's not an easy fruit to eat, but it is tasty. The kind of like membrane pulp thing separates it into like 6 sections, and each section has a bunch of the seeds in it. So they're kind of hard to peel and open. One of the tricks that you're supposed to do if you're doing like pomegranate seeds for a salad or something, you're supposed to cut it and then spank it over a bowl with like a knife or a spatula or something, and then the seeds fall out. You can also peel them underwater and then the seeds float. So does the pulp, but it separates it out a little bit. There's all sorts of tricks for eating them. But really, it's maybe just too much work to bother with most of the time. There is a way that I've seen other people do it, I haven't done it myself, where you can cut a square out of the bottom and then cut down the sides and then open it up like kind of like a flower petal kind of effect, and then you can actually just get at all the seeds without any problem. But if you don't like a raspberry or a blackberry texture, you probably won't like a pomegranate either. Apples are kind of easy, but also not. Like, why is there a core? What's that doing in there? What's the simplest fruit? I think maybe a banana is one of the simplest fruits. Because you just peel and eat that. There isn't like... And if you really wanted to, you could eat the peel. But like most fruits have some sort of weird secret inside. So like apples, you've got cores. Peaches and plums, you have just like a pit in the middle. There's just like a random stone in your fruit. What else? Watermelons are a pain to cut. Maybe strawberries are simple because again, you can just eat that whole thing if you want to. You can eat the tops. I mean, I wouldn't, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of pears just because when they're good is such a small span of time in their life. So like you can get maybe a 3-second moment where a pear is good, and the rest of it they're just like either underripe and hard, or they're overripe and have a really gritty texture, and I don't think the taste of a pear is worth that struggle, if I'm being honest. Okay, I think you're caught up now. Look at that. Okay, let's get you behind again. So as I was saying, I've made these two like one seed when they're actually separate. So I'm going to fix that. Yeah, they're a very specific fruit and I can respect them for that, but I don't want to eat them. It's actually to the point where I've eaten so many bad pears that I don't even like pear flavor. Like if I can tell that there's pear juice in your drink beverage, I do not want it. Seedless grapes. Grapes are good, but they do have like that weird vine, and they have a very wide range of textures, which can be frustrating. I don't know what I did here, but it's not what the reference photo looks like, really. There we go. That's a little bit better. True. True. I also don't like bananas for all that. The ease of the fruit is not connected to how much I like said fruit, apparently. I was waiting for somebody else to. I didn't. Really, my favorite simplest fruit is me. And something easy to eat, I guess. I don't know. Does that count as extended sexual joke? I don't know, man. Okay. I'm going to, yeah, you're welcome. Make a new layer and add some white highlights here. I think I'm gonna make them a little on the orangey side. Okay, so up here we have some white here and here. Probably want to make this detail brush a little bit smaller. Oh, Lapras, I did see that you sent me that video. I'll watch it after stream. I meant to say something and then promptly did not. As you do. You have like a little bit of a highlight here. You're behind again. There's no point in me talking to the specific seed. You don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, same. I don't know. Some fruit, you know what's really difficult? A pineapple. Pineapple has not made life easy for us. Okay. I don't know why you weren't showing up right there. Is that because I did something on a different layer, probably? Fine, I'll do something up here. There we go. That's the issue. I was like, oh god, if my Apple Pencil had stopped working, I was gonna throw a hissy fit a little bit. Because, like, a pineapple is really like the grenade of fruits. It's got, well, not grenade, the Iron Maiden of fruits. I don't know. It's got so many spikes on it. There are like some smart ways to cut them. I really haven't figured out how to do that properly yet, though. Any sort of melon is a pain to get into, too. Yeah, they're a stone fruit, like peaches. They still have the pit in the middle, which is why they're stone fruit, because there's a stone in there. You can make jokes, Grim. It's allowed. But if I or my chat do extended sexual topics, I need to put a content warning on, which I don't know what extended means, so gotta love purposefully vague guidelines. You do like melons, this is true. No, it's a weird fruit, passion fruit. It's just like a rind with a bunch of snot inside of it. It's so weird, but it's so delicious. Dragon fruit is, I haven't had fresh dragon fruit before actually. I don't think, but it's really pretty. There's also a fruit called the ugly melon. I've had that before, which I don't think is a fair term to it. I don't think it's that ugly, but it's got like these funky spikes on the outside and then has just kind of like some weird goo with seeds in the middle. It kind of looks like on the inside kind of cucumber-ish, those kind of seeds, except it has more gunk to it. Cucumbers are pretty easy to eat if you like them. Not everybody finds them easy to eat in that regard. They're not the most popular. And I guess really if that's the case, then banana isn't because they're technically a berry. Oh, maybe tomato is easiest to eat. That counts as a fruit. Yeah, I have not bitten into a cucumber like that before, but I do eat them plain. Like I'll slice them and just eat them like that. I think I've managed to not draw one of the seeds up here, and we're just gonna pretend like that was on purpose. That can be our little secret chat. I think that I put that highlight in the wrong spot. It needs to go like there. That's better. Again, you can't see, but I fixed something. You'll get there. Okay, adding highlights down here with the little scattered guys. Then I'm gonna take the... Oh, that's why. Then I'm gonna take the sketch layer off and we'll see how that looks. There are some more like seedy details to add up top. I think yeah, that's a huge thing, Lapras. That's part of the reason why I like doing time lapses so much, because there really is a point where you're like, oh, suddenly this starts to look like something. I love watching other people's art time lapses too, which is why I post mine, because that's the kind of content I want to see. So it's less of a chore to make it a lot of the time. Because when you're like editing a video for this kind of stuff, you kind of end up watching it over and over and over. So if it's something that I'm willing to watch over and over and over, that makes life so much easier. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you guys to catch up and then I am going to take off the sketch layer. Actually, that needs to be highlighted. I can speak. I know what I'm saying. If you don't, that's a you problem. So that is like very high of the highlights. So I lied. I'm not going to wait for you yet. I'm going to work on it a little bit more and then we can catch up together. I think that's one of the things too that's like really discouraging for people who start doing art pretty early on, is that when you're doing it, it really looks like crap up until a certain point. And so you get really discouraged and you don't want to follow through on it. But there really is like a tipping point where once you start adding layers and adding more details and stuff, it really does start to look good, or at least look more like what you're trying to do. I think the pulp needs some deeper color too. I think that's looking a little flat in comparison to everybody else. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys catch up and I'm gonna go stand up and stretch for a bit. So I won't be here, but I will be right back. I have returned. I'm already seeing more things I want to mess with. That's the thing with art. The longer you stare at it, the more you want to fix it. Okay, I think we're caught up now. Maybe? Yes. Okay, here goes the sketch layer. So I think that actually looks like kind of what we were trying to do, huh? There are still some things that I would have futz with, but we made that. Okay, so one of the things that I saw that I wanted to fix is this seed right there needs to get shaded a little bit more because it really should read as farther back than it is right now. And I don't want to do that on that layer. Which layer do I want to do that on? This one probably. And I want a bigger brush for that. So we'll do this guy and see how that goes. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I want to do that on its own layer. Maybe do it more of this color. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I think that means I need to also deepen the shadows there a bit. Especially right where this pulp would be overhanging on it. So I put this on the extra shading on its own layer because I don't want it interacting as much as it was with the colors underneath. One of the things about these brushes and oil paint in general is that you can really mess with the color balance underneath by messing around on top, like you reactivate the paint since it's not all the way dry yet. But that would kind of muddy this up, so I'm doing it on its own layer instead. There, I think that reads us further back. Now I do think that there is a little bit of a highlight on it that I'm going to add with like a kind of toned down gray. Like right there, so it's not as bright. You can't see that yet, but it'll happen. It is kind of weirdly tooth shaped. I think I did that on accident. I don't think that's actually accurate, but that's fine. I want to smudge that a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Gosh, that white background is so white. That was one thing I wanted to fix. I also wanted to add some deeper colors to the pulp. Kind of in that realm, I think. I think I also need to deepen the shadows where the seeds are sitting there. Sorry, I need to stop clicking. I do that on my own, but you guys don't need to hear that, and it's probably like really loud. Oh, I'm sorry, Lapras. Welcome back. It is really just a day of tech problems today. That feels a little better, but I still want, excuse me, some more shadow up here. I think that's gonna help a bit if I add some desaturated tones in here to make it feel more like a shadow. Oh, you guys are super far behind again. That's fine. Turn it into a guessing game or something. Figure out what you think I'm gonna do when I say something, and then see if you're right. Because I know that I use a weird amount of art speak, and sometimes I don't even use the right art speak terms. Because for the most part, I'm self-taught. The only thing I'm actually really formally trained in is fiber, which was my focus in college. For my minor in art, I did have to do basic beginning drawing and 3D design, stuff like that, but that was a long time ago, and I really did not work on those skills after those classes. Wow, Lapras, 100% correct. Look at you go. And that's when I just open up my book that I need to read. Anybody else want to read Central Park 5 with me? It's a really depressing book. I am pleased though, because I requested the library get that one because I wanted to read it. And it immediately got a wait list in the library. So I was pleased that what I thought should be added, other people wanted added too. Which is very, very validating. The thesis statement in the book also matched with the little essay they had me write. I say had me write. They didn't ask me to write an essay. They asked me to write a little bit about why I thought it would be a good addition to the library. And I'm me, so I wrote a little essay. But the thesis statement in the book matched pretty much what the thesis statement for my little spiel about why they should get it was, which I didn't know that what the thesis statement was before I read it 2 nights ago. So I was very pleased with myself. See, Lapras, I haven't been to the library in a long time. Hi, Caleb, welcome in. I haven't actually been to the library in a long time, but I have a digital library card. And so I get pretty much all my stuff through their digital library, which is really nice because 1, I don't have to go in. 2, you never have to interact with another human being, which is great. I love that. But also there's a whole bunch of like audiobooks and ebooks that they have. And I can request other things too. So it's nice. Just download everything on my phone or my iPad, and it's really nice. still feel like the center pulp doesn't have enough texture. What do I want to do about that? Let's see. I know how I would do that with my usual brushes, but we aren't using my usual brushes. Let's play around with it some more, which is the point. How are you doing, KLW? Sorry, I was in the middle of a spiel. I think maybe adding some pink in there too. Swablu. Nice. Good luck with it. Have you had any luck with anything else? I haven't been keeping up with the Discord very well lately. If I do some like pink, let's try that and see what happens here. Because there is a bit of pink in there. I did not see that. Congratulations on Baniri. I hope you get one of your main targets soon, though. You've been working on those pretty hard. Last Monday, gotcha. I've been really bad about keeping up with the Discord. I've just been so busy with art stuff that I'm basically doing art all of the freaking time. And listening to audiobooks while I do art. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Oh, I definitely feel like that has a better amount of texture now. Not that you can see it yet. We're a bit behind. It's fine. Oh, my ear is twitching. We've been having like really weird pressure movements here. Yeah, it's fun, but it also is like a lot of work. The art and the audiobook thing, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, and I was just behind because I'm focused on what I'm doing. I have read like a lot of books this year, both audiobook and like actual reading, which is great because that was one of my goals this year. So I kind of sometimes forget that there are actual people like talking to me while I'm doing this. Not gonna lie. I need to stop futzing with that. I do still think that the pomegranate seeds don't appear, but I'm not sure that they need to. I think that the concept is good enough. Yeah, you're always a distraction, KLW. Gosh. But like yesterday, I woke up at like 8:30. I did that little thing about Pokemon sleep, and from then to 9 o'clock at night, aside from like eating, I was working the entire day and listening to an audiobook. So like, yeah, it's fun to a point. At a certain point, your brain is just up for a ride. Deep fried noggin. I think maybe if I just smear, like smudge some of the stuff in the seeds to let some of the stuff behind it show through, that'll do better, maybe. But I also want to do a background, so a really simple one to be clear, but one nonetheless. I feel like I made it look fatter than the reference image, even though I traced the sketch right from the picture. Meh. That is neither here nor there. It's not important. I'm just noticing it. Okay. I'm gonna do some smudge on the color layer there and see if I like that for the... Ooh, no, I don't like that. Never mind. I take it back. We're not doing that. We're leaving it the way it is. Okay, background time. So my plan here is just to do one of these basic charcoal brushes. Well, is it still called a brush? I guess so. The files are called brushes. Just do like a really gigantic basic sweep to try and get the folds in here. So really what I want to do is lay down a base first, I guess. A base tone. Not like that though. The way that these do color is, in comparison to regular charcoal, is a bit different. Okay, let's work from there. This may change what some of the stuff on the actual pomegranate looks like, but I think that's fine, depending on how much, I was going to say pigment, but it's not really pigment, how many pixels I got down on the base layer. Kazu, okay. Ah, cool. I name all my rabbits after Wash, who is my pet rabbit. Which I'm sure I've said around you somewhere, but because I talk about it a fair amount, but that doesn't mean you remember, which is totally fair. Oh, all good. Part of one of the tags that I have on my stream is body doubling, which is a thing where if you're trying to get work done or if you just need company while you're doing something, you just hang out. So, Spots and Stripes, that's a fun name. Yeah, I had Wash and Zoe, and they were both with me for a fair amount of time. They were both rescues, so they had a rough start to life. Zoe rougher than Wash for sure. Fair. Zoe was just one of those kind of brown wild rabbit looking ones, and then Wash was a Dutch, and he was the proper term is a Goody and white, but it was like a light brown. I think I want to make this spot a bit darker. Going back here. I was going to make those shadows look a little bit funky, I guess, but that's fine. And let's do some highlights on this sucker. Usually you just darken around it, but I'm lazy and I don't want to do that. I was definitely expecting that to be the version with lyrics and not the instrumental. I have both on here. I don't know that I like it with the background, actually. Maybe I like it better with something else back there. Maybe I'll just make it a gray plain. I'll let you guys catch up and then I will make a decision. Maybe. Excuse me. Oh, it got late. I guess that's what happens when I don't get to actually start this when I start streaming. Fun. I think this makes the background a bit too busy in comparison. Caught up now, I think. Yeah. So I think maybe not this. I like the concept, but I do not like it in practice. So let's remove that. Listen to me, please. Thank you. I don't like the bright white either, though, so maybe I'll just do like a toned, yeah, like that for the pomegranate instead. I think that looks nice without being like that blinding white. So it does, like I can see it shining through on this seed right here because I don't have the right amount of color down there. So let's fix that real quick. Change brush. Not that one. Let's do you. Anybody else? Yes, I think I'm gonna make a layer underneath to do this so that I don't smudge the other work that I've done. Let's see. A few places. Which is probably why I should have started with a colored background in the first place, so I didn't take the lack of pigment as a lighter color than it was actually putting down. Lesson learned. I will probably forget that by the time I do this next. Okay. I think I want to smear out some things too. So let's smash all these layers together. I didn't mean to click the eraser. How dare you? Maybe I do just want to do the eraser. Usually you'd just kind of smear it out with oil, actual oil paints, but I don't know that I like that. So, but I do want a little bit of cleaner lines here, I think. So let me mess with the eraser. I don't know, I feel like that takes away some of the character. I'm not gonna lie. So I think I'll leave it smudgy and weird. Stream motto, smudgy and weird. Okay. I think I'm gonna call that done once you guys catch up. I would love it if the technology would work the way it's supposed to. I guess it would help once you get there if I actually center this on the page. I guess I also need to sign it. It's the last thing to do once we catch up. I did better with this than I was expecting, honestly. Also didn't think about it very hard. A lot of times, since they release the new reference photos on Friday, I'll be thinking about it over the weekend. And a lot of times with art, especially if I'm thinking about stuff like that, I'm also dreaming about it. So I'm dreaming about how the art goes. It's one of those things kind of like when you dream about waking up and getting ready and then you have to wake up and get ready. It's kind of like that, but my brain keeps working on it. With this one though, since I was letting other people decide which reference photo I was using this week, I actually didn't think about it at all. So I just kind of jumped into it. Which maybe is good for me. I don't know. That's kind of how last week's went too, because I was going to do it digital and then my software wasn't working. So I kind of shifted gears and went and did it physical instead. So I hadn't thought through that process. Which, as a person with anxiety, I probably think through processes a bit too much. Okay, I think we're caught up now. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to sign this sucker. And I'm going to call that done. I probably want a darker black than that. There we go. Detail brush, please. Ooh, I hate the way that looks. Hey, I guess I could play with some of the texture stuff too, but I kind of want to go eat dinner. There we go. I don't remember how I signed the other ones. So I'm just going to do it however I want and not worry about it. What's today? The 25th, because it's Calibrosa's birthday. Okay. Ta-da! It's a pomegranate. A big ta-da moment doesn't really work when the stuff is so far behind. I'm not going to worry about it. It's fine. There we go. Ta-da! It's a pomegranate. Okay, normally I would raid somebody, but since I'm just about to go dip and eat anyway, and my laptop probably should get shut down and let hang out for a bit, I'm not going to do that today. But if anybody has like other streamers that are on around this time that they'd like to recommend to me, that's cool, and I can check them out on my own time and maybe add them to the rotation. I have a few artist streamers who I've been raiding around this time, but it's always neat to spread the love. Okay. Is there anything else I was going to say? Next stream will be Friday in the morning instead of in the afternoon like this one. Well, in the morning for me, I guess I should say. 10:30 a.m. Alaska time. And I'll be working on the Halloween sticker sheet that we started penciling last stream, as long as my computer doesn't explode before then. Although usually it's been doing okay with the actual camera versus the screen mirroring stuff, which involves some more processes there. So if you can be there, that'd be great. If you can't, that's fine too. Um, but that's what I'll be working on. I'm going to, we only did the pencil last time. Yeah, I don't know anything about Warframe. I don't know that I'd be helpful there or be a wanted viewer, I guess is maybe what I mean. Um, but I'm fine with mixing it up. I don't know. I watch a variety of people anyway, so but I am going to ink the Halloween sticker sheet before next time and scan that because I want to make it a coloring sheet available. I'm thinking that maybe I will do, I mentioned doing a giveaway with the sewing sticker sheets for my birthday. I think it would be cool to do like a coloring contest kind of thing for some of the Halloween sticker sheets. I haven't fully thought that through yet though, so we'll see how that goes. You too, Lapras. So I'm gonna just switch the end screen and keep talking to you guys just so that it's clear that I'm ending. So, okay. So yeah, thanks for showing up. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for putting up with the massive amount of technical issues we had today. That was worse than it has been before, and hopefully will be again. Knock on wood. But I appreciate y'all sticking around. Oh, thank you, Grim. That's very sweet. Yep, I'll see some of you tomorrow morning with and I'll see the rest of you at some point in time. Maybe on Friday, maybe when Chick streams. Yeah, so everybody take care of yourselves, feed and water yourself, and all that jazz. And I'll see you around. Thanks again. Bye.